What's up, fam? Hope everybody is well. Welcome to Inside the Mind of a Day Trader, episode 4. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying the series so far and the daily uploads Monday through Friday. But let's go ahead and hop on into the video. Today was December 17th, Tuesday. Let me just double check and make sure I'm not crazy. Yes, Tuesday, and we took one trade today. Now, per usual, it's December, so price action is a bit choppy. Regardless of the fact, we were still able to make some magic happen in terms of the trade that we took. So I will go over that very shortly, but it's known that around December time, price action is typically, known to be not the best. But like I said, we still made some magic happen. You already know that's what we do each and every single day. Never making excuses, but just pointing that out. Now, I do want to point out as well that we do have FOMC going into tomorrow. So we have FOMC tomorrow, and then we also do have a heavy news week just in terms of data being reported for the rest of the week. So definitely be on the lookout for that, and also play it a bit passive in terms of your trades, because you definitely don't want to get caught in any type of news trades where completely reverses on you. That's never fun. So definitely be on the lookout for that. And also tomorrow will be a big day with FOMC. So that's going to be that, just in terms of a little catch up on data. But I do want to go over the trade that I took today and that I alerted today. And yeah, so let's go ahead and hop right on into it. So, per usual, you guys know I'm trading Tesla a lot of the time. Today's trade was taken on Tesla. Now, it was taken off of this demand zone here, and I'll actually show you guys why I drew out the demand zone in the first place, and I'll also show you the Discord alert. So here you can obviously see we have this 465.80 demand. Now my trade was entered off was right here. Actually, it was off of this rejection here. So right around 7:20 a.m. Now the main reason that this demand was even drawn in the first place, let me go ahead and just put this over here for a second. Main reason demand was even drawn in the first place is we can obviously see a base or a low created here, and then aggressive move up, aggressive indication of buyers, right? So that definitely caught my eye in the first place, right? So that's what I drew out. Keep in mind we're on the 1 minute time frame. Typically when I'm drawing out my supplier demand zones, they're going to be on the 5 minute or the 30 minute time frame, just because I like to get that extra confirmation on the higher time frame, right? So let's go ahead and switch over to the 5 minute and go exactly over to where I was just mentioning to you guys, which is going to be exactly right here. So you can see we have a low right here within price, and then even on the 5 minute we see an aggressive move up, strong move up. Strong moves to the upside means that there are more buyers than usual, right? Also meaning there is more demand within a specific area than usual, right? And the demand is the area before we had the strong move, which is right here. So that's why we marked out the demand. We can also see far out as well. We also have a bit of a bullish fair value gap even on the higher time frame, and also a bit of a, looks like we had a supply then get broken through and then turn into a bit of a demand zone, right? So you can see we have a bit of a supply zone slash resistance barrier here, but buyers were so strong at this level, they broke, pushed through that supply, and continued up higher. So even previous to this rejection, we know that this whole area built up, this 465 464 area, is previously an area where lots of buyers were stepping in. So that itself was what stood out to me, most importantly. And that's why I even took the trade in the first place, right? So that was my reasoning and thought behind this trade. So here's, like I said, it's on the 5 minute time frame. Now we'll go ahead and, even on the 30 minute time frame, right? So we can see that we have a you can see we have a strong push here to the upside. Now it's still nothing crazy on the 30-minute, but still you see how we have this strong rejection, strong push up. Same thing here, right? So let's go ahead and switch back over to the 1-minute time frame so I can give you guys my thought process live market on why I was actually entering the trade, right? So we'll hop over onto the Discord. We can see this morning at 7:16 a.m. So like I mentioned to you guys, I took the trade around 7:20. So 7:16 a.m. you can see I alerted Tesla demand setting up. This was the exact demand that I just showed you, and here is the charts before we even tapped into this demand, right? So we can clearly see that it was already a zone we were looking out for. Then I alerted Tesla demand was setting up. I also sent out it was about to test demand, and then once we got our rejection into this zone, strong confirmation of buyers, that's when the entry was taken, right? Now for our stop loss, we can either put it below this low right here, or if we want to play it a bit more wide, we can just put it at an invalidation of this zone, which does make our risk a lot higher, which obviously is not ideal. So obviously in this case scenario, we would put our stop loss below this low, which is a lot more fair, right? So that would be that. And then our take profit, I was targeting, it looks like I was targeting this supply up here, right? So let's go ahead and put this down a little bit. Now when I say supply, let me show you guys why I say that. So we see a strong high created here and a strong push down. What do strong push downs in the market mean? When we see strong moves to the downside, that means that there are an excessive amount of sellers being present. Excessive amount of sellers also equals out to supply, right? Or strong supply areas. So we want to mark out this whole supply area, right, where all these sellers are. And then you can see that once we rejected, boom, we moved close to this supply zone, and then that's when we rejected. We did bounce back into this demand and then continued up higher. But at this point, once we bounced back into demand, I only had runners left. So I was in a risk-free trade, and I'll show you guys what exactly I mean by that. So you can see here that once we entered, the trade worked out beautifully, right? It worked out in our favor. There was never really any points of drawdown. Now you can see here on the Discord at I alerted taking first major profit trim at 7:44. So you can see here's what the charts were looking like. You can see we got that rejection, tap into this demand, and then we started moving up, right? So that's when I first started to take my first profit trim. Keep that in mind. That's why it's always very important to take those profits. Then I alerted at 7:49. So pretty shortly after, about 5 minutes after, I said I only have runners only as we are approaching this supply. So keep in mind, we always want to understand where key levels are, such as like supply, demand, support, resistance, fair value gaps, things like that. We always want to understand where key levels are because it helps us understand where price is likely to reverse at. And we use that information based off of where it's likely to reverse at to use as our take profit areas. Because if it does reverse, we were still able to take profits at the highest point possible. So you can see here at 7:49 or about 7:48, takes me about a minute to send it out. That's when I took another trim. So here, let me show. So we tapped in, and then 7:44, which is right here, right where my candle is, that's what I took my first profit trim. Now moving up to about 7:48, which is right here. So literally at the top, guys, at the top, that's when I said I have runners only. Runners meaning I have a very small portion of my position left due to the fact that we are approaching this supply. Now we didn't tap it exactly, but I knew we were approaching it. So in this case scenario, I got pretty lucky, but then we reversed, and then pretty much just throughout the day, you can see it tapped back into that same demand, almost invalidated it, but didn't, and then rejected. Pretty much did the same thing, but it looks like we got about the same move, right? We got about the same move, but that was really the trade, and you can see here, even extending out the supply I was telling you guys about. What happened here? We tapped it end of day, and look, rejection to the downside. Obviously, this is in post market, but it still shows you guys how strong these zones can be once you can be accurate with them and understand how to actually draw them out correctly. And that's why I really try to explain to you guys as best as possible why I draw the zones that I do, and why I draw the zones on the charts where I do, if that makes sense. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and are finding value from these episodes. If you guys ever have any questions in specific or confused about anything, please feel free to let me know down in the comments. But other than that, I will see you guys in the next episode. If you aren't in the Discord, be sure to click the link in the description and come and join the winning team for free. But other than that, fam, have a great rest of your day, night, whatever the case may be, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.